is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zuma November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Sunday. That means it's time for a little bit of shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Good to see you, Mike. Good to see you, Dan. Good to see everybody in chat. Chat filling up really big. I see Richard, Kilo 8 Golf Corvette in the chat. And all kinds of other people. Oh, speaking of Richard, I think he might be one of these guys. We might have him labeled wrong, but
Uncle Terry, yeah.
I'm your Uncle Richard. Thank you guys very much for the Patreons. I guess this is the second full week of being full-time YouTube, and I guess I appreciate you guys a lot more now than I ever did before, even though I've always appreciated you guys. So thank you very much. Hopefully you can tell that I'm working my tail off, putting out content and doing new stuff. So I appreciate y'all. Hopefully you appreciate me, just like these guys right here, the YouTube channel members. Matter of fact, I did send a message out to all the YouTube channel members and all the Patreons about an upcoming stream. So make sure and check your chats and find out if you want to be part of that stream. And then we'll head over to these guys. A little bit of changing going on this list right here. First off, thank you very much to Kilo Oscar 4 Fox Sierra Zulu for his off-stream donation. And then I seen he's already donated on this stream because he's going to be late. And also Kilo 4 Delta Sierra X-Ray for his off-stream donation. But the changes was Michael Kilo Oscar 4 Sierra Foxtrot Bravo and Kilo Oscar 4 Fox Sierra Zulu both moved up one place and knocked Dan, the hand of the king, almost off the board.
I'm just letting everybody feel comfortable before I buy a Sea-Doo.
I'll tell you, I'm gonna be walking around here without them hand, pretty soon. They're about to knock you off, So. Anyway, what's going on, Mike? You look like you're just in a wonderful mood. What's going on with you, buddy?
Let's not get into that. But is it rant time already?
Do you have something to say about LOTW, maybe?
I have a lot to say about Little TW.
It's not my rant time, but that's coming. I promise. But I mean, if you want to go ahead and get yours out of the way, you're welcome to, because we always like a good rant around here.
Okay.
Let me make this more dramatic. All right, go ahead, sir.
All right. So, what's up with Logbook of the World and people using digital comms and not using Logbook of the World? You might have, a postal worker that's, how did you put it, Dan?
Directional
location
Tourette's.
dyslexic, yes, or Tourette, directional Tourette's. But apply for LOTW. It makes everybody happy. This was your what is it? The more you know, or the
yeah.
Just apply for it. I was telling the guys before backstage that I worked a station in Bangladesh. And he had it on his QRZ.com that he had Logbook of the World. He uploaded to Logbook of the World. And no, he did not. He wanted to upload to QRZ.com. I have nothing against QRZ.com, but that don't work for Mikey.
Don't get you the plaque.
Don't get me no plaque. Don't give me no DXCC. So I talked to him. I got him on WhatsApp, so I was able to find him. And I talked to him, and pretty soon we're going to have another ham radio on Logbook of the World. And that means a nat no for Mike.
You were able to find him on WhatsApp. Yeah. Is that like a nice way of saying you stalked this dude?
It took a little hacking. It took a little hacking.
LOTW.
It took a little hacking. Pretty much I just had to go to his QRZ.com page, and he had his number there. Like, call me on WhatsApp. And I was like...
So you do know that WhatsApp is where most of the hackers hang out too.
I thought it was Discord.
They all want you to come over and talk to them on WhatsApp about something.
Well, that was rant number one. Use LOTW, please, for the love of God. And then rant two is, where's my Bailey Sprott update? And if we're talking about the Bailey Sprott update, where's my award? It's been three years in the making. Okay, this is my second year working the Bailey Sprott award, but where's my award? Give me a sticker. Be a little more like Ham Radio Adventure Guy. He sends stickers. Jesus Christ, man.
That was very nice. I'm impressed right now.
Dang it, boy.
So Mike's ranting, and I don't know if Terry's ranting or just wanting somebody to knock him off the top spot. But Terry said he thinks that $50 will knock him out of the top. Yeah. And Terry, I'm going to go ahead and put this out there for you. If the number 2 guy would donate $50, he would knock you out of the top spot.
There you go.
So I'll go ahead and confirm that for you. Anyway, all right. Well, glad you got the rant of it a bit. I got one coming, but I'm gonna wait for it. I'm gonna wait.
You're gonna wait.
Yeah, we'll just talk a little bit of radio or nonsense first, I guess. So Dan, what's been going on with you? You've been doing something special for Christmas.
I have the 12 Days of Christmas special event with. I'm gonna drop a link in the chat to the coordinator's QRZ page. You can get all of the 12 Days of Christmas special event call signs on that page. Got 2 new bonus stations this year up in Canada.
Yeah,
you get those
my land.
Get those for the clean sweep. I've been running Whiskey 2 Sierra, but I'm more, as things shift around, I might run some other call signs just to fill in some gaps if somebody needs it. So get your certificates. It's gonna be fun. Nice.
So
it's gonna be a Pokemon Christmas.
When you work people, do they tell you what they want for Christmas?
I wish they did, but all they really want is to be in the log, and it's easy enough.
Well,
I'm like Santa Log Claus.
I'm gonna work you, and I'm gonna tell you what I want for Christmas.
Okay.
And
that'll work.
You're gonna talk to Santa, and you're gonna make it happen.
That'll work. I can do that.
Do you upload to Logbook of the World?
No, sorry, I don't. I give my logs to the event coordinators. What they do with it, not my problem.
So I'll tell you, you were talking about even the Ham Radio Adventure Guy gives out stickers. The Ham Radio Adventure Guy also uploads the Logbook of the World. So I mean, he's just on top of the game,
like there's no tomorrow.
And what's even better is, and you've probably never paid attention, but I bet you could pop over on 20 meters and say, Charlie United 3, Hotel Yankee, and get in his log. And I bet you by the time you go to sleep that evening, it's already in the Logbook of the World.
I know it is. I
would bet that.
I know it is.
Yeah, and if you're a Logbook of the World user, you might know that if you log in to your Logbook of the World account and look at your QSOs with KE8PZN, there's a little checkbox right there that's hidden that says "Receive sticker," and you might get a sticker.
I'm your Huckleberry. This is what I'm gonna go ahead and embarrass myself right now. I wouldn't even know where to go log into Logbook of the World. I have no clue.
I'd have to Google.
I upload to Logbook of the World after every park normally, or at the end of the evening if I'm doing a big road and I'm trying to hurry. But if I'm uploading it in the park, I do it after every park. But the way I do it is
QSL.
I upload to QRZ and I check for mistakes in QRZ, and then I export to Logbook of the World.
I don't mind QRZ, but it feels, how can I put this?
Chinsey?
Clunky. It feels clunky. Yeah.
It
like
is
it's like it has that vibe from like 82 GeoCities kind of, yeah. I don't like it.
Well, Logbook of the World, I would say, is
Oh, it's horrible.
it's
The back end
horrible.
for
It's
that
old.
is, yeah.
I do get I don't know why. I don't know what I did, but I get emails from the admin saying, "Oh, sorry for Logbook of the World being slow this week. We had somebody upload, 100,000 QSOs, and that slowed down the server." And I'm like, "Okay." But
That
it was
that
probably the king.
that guy,
Uh,
yeah, him.
but they
Which,
actually tell
where
you
are you? That way.
they actually tell you who the ham radio was, because they're like, there was no need for this because the log was already all there. But anyway, um, and but and they always talk about their servers being slow, and I understand that it's not like they have a lot of money, and but they could work on the front end because it is old, and it needs to be updated because it is so clunky.
What's funny about that is I can't go into any detail, but working on the front end of things,
Oh, I'm
depending
not
on how
saying it's easy.
depending on how the back end data is laid out, modifying the front end can be a nightmare.
How old this site is, I'm sure it's not SQL or MySQL database, or
It
probably it
probably,
is. But they could do so much more. I'm not saying, I'm not.
it's probably one big CSV file.
I
That would
wouldn't
be
doubt it.
great.
I wouldn't doubt it, but it is pretty bad. And it's not slow or anything. I mean, the upload sometimes is and takes forever, but the front end could be a lot better. In that aspect, I think that QRZ is a lot better. It's more
Yeah,
Web 2.0 per se, but
Q
it
basic.
Q basic. It's it's Pascal. It's
Oh
Pascal. It's a Pascal
God
Fox.
Almighty!
It's a Fox. Oh
Oh my
God,
God!
God! I
Oh,
haven't programmed BASIC since Commodore 64.
oh my goodness gracious!
That was pretty old.
You
Anyway,
boys
but
need help.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind still having my Commodore 64. I had some tough video games on there that I loved back
I
in the
have
day.
I never had a Commodore 64.
it was the
My
Spectrum.
first how the hell did we get on this? Anyway, my first computer was an Apple IIe as an Echo. Apple IIe. I remember that.
My first experience with I would say microprocessors. Do you guys remember those? I think it was Tyco. Those
Hmm.
tanks that you would program and it would turn this way and that way and then shoot the
Yeah.
little light in the front. Yeah, I played with those when I was a kid because my sister
Mm.
brought one from school up on base, and but my first computer was a Commodore 64. It was pretty neat.
Y'all some old bastards.
Yeah, my first was Commodore 64 too,
Yeah,
and I had thousands upon thousands of games for that thing.
copied from a copy from a copy on the tape desk, or did
Yeah.
you did you or did you use
On a
tapes
big,
or the
no,
floppy, the
I
5 gig
used
port?
the big old floppies.
Yeah, the
I
big
use
floppy
tapes.
disk.
I use tapes.
Yeah.
Okay, I
I
use
bet
tape.
I bet that Commodore 64 run faster than your laptop did the last couple of days.
Well, I'll tell you what. So far, the laptop has been good. It has been full factory reformatted. I had to put all my video editing stuff on my. I put
Isn't that
everything back.
isn't that fun? You don't realize it's kind of like moving houses. You don't realize how
Yes,
much crap you have
yes.
until you have to move. I dread it every time I get a new computer at work. It's like, oh my God.
And right now it is doing it's running the stream. So I'm tickled. I was kind of worried. Uh, I did get the majority of the lost log back. There's probably about 40 or so contacts out there that they're not in the log. And I did everything I could. I reached out on multiple platforms telling people, hey,
Yep.
if you want in the log. And here's going to be my rant. We're going to go ahead and start my rant. So if you're a really active hunter,
Hold
and
on.
you have, and, okay, go ahead.
I got to make this all dramatic. All right, go ahead.
If you are a really active hunter and you want to guarantee to get yourself in the log, you should probably respot people when you work them. Because I'm going to go ahead and tell you, the first 60 people that went into that log were the people that respotted me. Now, mind you, another good thing to do would be in my Discord, because that's where all the photo information that makes the world go around happen.
Absolutely.
I did get the probably another 80% of them back from that Discord. I think maybe, and this is going to lead into my big rant that I had planned. So I think maybe 3%, if that, got me back from the POTA Facebook group. And once again, I'm going to rant about the POTA Facebook group. Okay, here's the big thing. Yeah, some of my friends were on there giving me a hard time, and that's no big deal. Everybody knew they were joking. You know what I'm saying? But you got these idiots that get on there. The thing was, my laptop totally crashed. It was not a software problem. It wasn't a logging on computer problem. The laptop crashed. It would do nothing. It would not come back on. I had to take it to my little tech Ted, as we call him, and get it fixed. But it was just absolutely gone. And now it's working again. Do I trust it to go back out to POTA? I don't know yet. I'm still using the slow laptop, which is extremely painful. But, with that said, I go on there, and the whole deal was to get people, hey, if you worked me at 1810 yesterday, myself and Kilo Echo 8 Yankee Victor Delta, send me the contact stuff so I can get you in the log. I don't need any smart replies from people. And again, the people that were joking, I know who you were. I'm not worried about that. But the people who were really serious,
You need a paper log. You don't have that problem.
About the paper logging, and if you paper log, that's fine. That's all for you. But there were people that were just going on a rant.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not talking about Mark, who made a joke saying his paper log never crashed. I'm not talking, but there were people that were just ranting about paper logging. And I'm going to tell you, that's your business. You want a paper log? That's fine. You do it. But I'm going to tell you right now, you don't put the QSOs in that I do. It's nothing for me to go out and do 400 or 500 QSOs in a park. And I'm going to tell you, if you've ever seen my writing, if I do 400 or 500 QSOs, my log, when I get home and upload them, is going to have probably 40, because they're going to suck. I write like a doctor. And
You're definitely not going to be in the log.
Other than that, if you like getting me in multiple parks a day, guess what? That can't happen if I paper log, because I got to do one park, then go home and spend 6 hours uploading it to the computer so I can do it to POTA. There's a reason why contests don't take paper logs, why POTA don't take paper logs, because it's too time consuming. So
what comment did I put on your post? It was something like, you'll learn after you get a couple activations under your belt or something.
Yeah. That, and Tall Guy put what a rookie mistake, because when me and he was activating, he messed up the laptop login. So anyway, thanks very much, Dan and Terry, for the super chats. I don't know what that is, Terry, but
Woolworths. We were talking about old computers, and he threw in a Woolworths. Now that's old school.
Okay, so that's going to be older than me because I don't even know what that is.
Wow. That's where Terry used to buy all his corduroy pants at.
One of the things I do like, and I know you guys don't like Logbook of the World, Log for OM. You can use MySQL database, so it keeps pushing it to MySQL database. So even if your computer crashes, you just open that MySQL database, and
Well,
all your contacts are there.
Well, here would have been the thing if I wouldn't have if it would have powered on, if I could have got it to powered on, my log would have been there because my computer's crashed before, and N3FJP will say it'll be right where you left it.
Yeah. Okay. You couldn't get your hard drive out?
No, I couldn't get nothing. So it had to be reformatted. So therefore, N3FJP was taken away from there. And when I bring it back, it's not going to have it because it
back
doesn't like.
Back to log for old man. You can put a pen in your laptop, and it will log to both your hard drive and your pen. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing out.
I used to use Log4j, and I like it. It's a great logging
like
program.
it too. That's all I use. Well, for home use.
The problem I had with it,
slow.
once I got more than like 30,000 contacts in there, it's ass slow.
Yeah, I remember because I used to use that on my cell phone.
And the only thing now, N3FJP is not
the POTA. You can clear that database, every week or something.
Now, N3FJP that I use at that house is lightning fast, except when you have to renumber everything because it has to reorder it all. That takes a long time on mine, but that's something you're not going to do. But
I'm just giving you options. I'm not saying use it. I'm saying, you could do that. And a lot of people have had problems with hammers and stuff. I don't know if it's more stable or not. I know he stopped developing on it, which is sad, because it had great potential, and I still use it, and I've never had a problem with it, because I still haven't gotten to N3JP.
Well, I mean, so the running joke of hammers is there's two types of hammers users. Ones that have not had their log destroyed by hammers, and ones that have yet. So, and it can happen to anything. Like James and his laptop. That's just something that it's
happens.
It happens. You can log paper and be out in the field, and a bird could crap right on the middle of your paper. It happens.
A squirrel could take your paper.
Yeah.
It
is.
It happens.
Yeah, but now here's the thing about that, okay? Because I know people who's lost logs out in the field, and I'm going to tell you what 90% of them do when they lose logs in the field. I'm sorry, I lost my log. Done.
I thought it happened to me once, but I had the same thing. My laptop messed up, and you get that feeling in the pit of your soul. At least I do anyway, because I feel responsible for those people's QSOs.
Yeah,
and I get that feeling in the pit of my stomach. I'm like, oh my god, this sucks.
Yeah, it's a really sick feeling to me because I know people were counting on the QSOs, but I feel like I got the people that were counting on them because those people pay attention. I know, and I'm not gonna call out their names, but I know there are hunters that the second I send my logs through, will fact check them to make sure I logged it. Now, I'm not playing because I literally logged something at a park, and somehow my finger hit the band or the mode button, and I changed the mode or something on like 4 QSOs, and by the time I get to the next spark, I've already got messages telling me that I logged them on the wrong mode.
Yeah, and inevitably you're going to have somebody say, well, you wouldn't have that problem if you paper log. Well, let me tell you, this is my view on paper logging. Some people do it great, and if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. That's fine. But if you paper log, you got to get my call sign right 2 times. You got to get it right when you write it down, and you got to get it right when you put it in the computer.
listen, there's people that can do it very well.
Oh yeah.
You know, Dom does it every time he activates. Carrie
Yeah.
does it every time she activates, and you know, and I've let Carrie log for me many a times. So, but here's the thing: if you think that I should paper log, we'll do something.
Ooh.
We'll go out into a park one day, and we'll activate under your call sign. I will. I won't be part of the activation. I will just do the logging, and I will write them down, and then I will give you that paper, and you go home and you take care of it, and you'll see why I don't do paper log. Because if you've ever had a prescription card from a doctor, that's what it looks like.
Or just let them paper log for you one night on late shift. Then they'll figure out why you don't do paper logs like that either. I don't think anybody can write that fast. If I could, my hand would look like this when I was done.
If somebody paper logged for me on late shift, they would be having carpal tunnel syndrome surgery the next day.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So,
But no, it's good, man. If you paper log and you like to paper log. I mean, it's your activation to do it. So I'm not.
I'm not fussing because people paper log. I'm fussing because they want to make big deals that everybody should paper log. Just like the old men want to make big deals that we shouldn't do POTA, that their frequency should be their frequencies. Just like they made a big deal about FT8, it's killing the world.
And there's some people that run CW saying, "Oh, you wouldn't have that lid problem on CW."
Yeah,
you would. Yeah, you would. Yeah,
spot with my call sign and see what you get.
Yeah.
Hey, I finally got you, James, on CW, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, you.
I think we missed you last week. I did. That's it. I only needed one. Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's going to be people that complain about everything, no matter what you do. So.
Yeah, and brush it off. You cannot. We have a saying in Portugal. You can't please you can't please the Greeks and the Trojans. You know, you can't please everybody. It's impossible. You know, no matter what you do, you know, if you shaved, people would hate you because you look ugly shaved, and you know, it's impossible. You cannot please everybody. So the best thing is do you, and that's it.
If I shaved and went to Mexico and tried to come back across the country, they wouldn't let me back in. I'm not playing. They would think that I didn't belong over here.
You'd have to get an X-ray echo call sign.
Yeah.
X-ray echo 4 Papa Zulu November.
Here's the thing. If you don't like the way I do things, come with me for 1 week and do everything I do, and see if you want to do it differently. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. People, you know, it's easy to, you know, be at your computer in your shack and at home, and you're doing one contact here, and you're going up and down your VFO dial, and you're doing it again. But get out there, you know, or do a contest, because what James does every time he goes out is a mini contest. I can relate because I've done contests, and I would say I'm a pretty decent DXCC, where if I go on, like I was just looking in 13 minutes, I did CQ on 10 meters, and in 13 minutes I got upwards of 35 QSOs. And it's just insane because everybody's trying to get you, and it's insane. People have no idea. It's just mad. You know, it's a madhouse. And if you don't believe me, you know, we've all seen James pileups, and the turnaround on those QSOs is fast. It's quick, and most people couldn't probably write that fast.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's insane. And I'll grant him, he does have a pretty good head, because he'll remember somebody from, you know, Whiskey to come back, and I'm like, who? When did he hear that guy? And you have a pretty good head that you'll remember somebody that called, and you'll get back to them. and I think that's pretty good. I wouldn't, I need to hear them at the time,
I'm gonna have
and
to
I
tell you.
also don't like, if we're going on a rant, I don't like those people that go, all right, come now, and stretch them out, and I'll get back to you, and they'll hear, 10, 10 call signs, write them down, and then call them one by one. That's a numbers right there. I don't like it either. I'm sorry. If that's my personal rant. Another one.
Speaking of numbers, I ran into a guy the other day. I'm not going to mention who it is, but he was running numbers, which in and of itself I think is crazy. But this guy, he got all right. So he called call area 1. Anybody with a 1? Nobody. All right, nothing heard. Call area 2. Nobody. All right, call area 3. Nobody. All right, call area 4. 3 people call. 3 people call at the same time. I'm sitting there listening because I was like one of the 3. And he goes, oh, wait, okay. Call area 3 if your call sign begins with a kilo. And I'm looking at the radio. I am staring at my radio going, I did not just hear this right. So he works this station beginning kilo. It goes, any other call area 4 beginning kilo.
Wow.
Nothing. All right, call area 4 beginning whiskey. That's me. So I get my QSO in and I sit there and listen to this for a while. Call area 4 beginning November.
Wow, that's awfully specific.
Nothing. And he finally moves on to, all right, no more 4s. Call area 5. Nothing. And I'm sitting there thinking, why is this guy running the numbers when nobody's even, what? I don't, what?
Yes,
it was oddly funny.
It was peculiar.
If you cannot handle 3 stations coming in and you're calling by numbers and alphabet, I suggest that you purchase a QRP rig and start using it. because here we go. Chris says he's trying to take Terry out, and he's coming for you. Q08 Golf Corvette.
Yeah, Richard, coming for you.
Thank you very much for the super chat, Chris.
But it's I don't know. I don't know if they somebody taught them wrong, but they need to go back in time and get a different Elmer.
I don't. Paper never fails. Just saying.
Speaking of Elmers, it's time for some shenanigans. Do you have your radio hooked up at the house, James?
No.
7181, everybody. 7181. The boys are on Rare Park in Wisconsin.
I can work 7181.
Be Kilo November 4, Victor Kilo, Yankee and X-ray.
So I'm willing to say that with the paper never fails, Larry. I'm willing to say it would with me. It would ethically.
I'd lose the paper. Really? I mean, I'd misplace it somewhere. And
it's not just about that. It's just like let's do here. Let's do a sample.
Well, all right. So I got my little notebook right here that I keep. And
what if your pen stops working? What if you break the lead on your pencil?
Right. Let me find something that
I like those people that oh, wait, I have some problem with my logbook. Wait a minute. What about if you break your pencil? Oh, wait, everybody stop. I have to sharpen it.
This is what my log would look like in real time. This is my notebook that's sitting beside me on the table right now. That's exactly what it would look like. It's like a bunch of chicken scratch, but it makes sense to me. But in a week, if I go back and look at this, I'm gonna be like,
nope.
What in the heck was it?
So I don't know if it's going to even show up very well or not, but if come on, Dan, come on.
Yeah, right.
I see you. Like and that's just me writing random call signs down. That's not even putting the times and other stuff. It,
And the signal reports, because we know you're also accurate with those.
so yeah. So you know, and that's me just doing call signs off the top of my head. I'd love to do it. I'd love to have somebody that I trust logging for me one night. Log it. You know, next time I get with you, Dan, I think I'll have you log the whole thing, and I'm gonna log the whole thing with paper.
Oh my God! And then compare.
And then we're gonna set. Then I'm gonna set that down and say, "What the fuck is that call sign?"
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we'll do that in February. Yep. Down in Orlando.
Did we work DX on 80 meters?
No, on 160. Yeah. 160 meter DX. Yeah.
But it works. It works well for the people that can do it. You know, if you've got good writing and you can write fast and stuff like that, and you have more time than I do. Here is the big thing for me. It's time. I need 48-hour days right now.
That's
you're
so
right.
true.
You're right. You're wrong. I would do 11 QSOs, Bobby.
After 10 QSOs, Bobby, you're like, all right, I think I'm done with this.
I paper logged my very first activation, and that is exactly what I said. I'm about done with this.
Yep.
It was 28 QSOs. I'm pretty sure. I can look it up, and make 100. I'm pretty sure it's 28 QSOs because nobody knew who I was. Nobody hunted me. And it was painful getting those 28 QSOs in to POTA.
Yeah.
And I said never, because I was scared to death. I won't be able to type fast enough. Never again.
Nope. I learned to draw things out too. Like when the boys call me or the Rose family calls me, I know I'm going to have 3 or 4 call signs right there to log at the same time. So I get the first one logged in and I kind of draw out what I'm saying. I might go into my longer, this is Whiskey Delta 4, Delta Alpha November, POTA Park. I might go into that longer spill. And while I'm saying that, I'm getting all these logged in.
Yeah, I won't even do that. I don't even do that. I have a system, and I love my system. It's really simple to me, and maybe it's not to some people because you got to have some sort of call sign memory in what you've got going on. But so I get Q November 4 Victor Q a Yankee, and he says all 3. So I've already typed in Q November 4 Victor Q a Yankee as I called him back. And when he's saying all 3, if I haven't put in whiskey, that's fine. I'll say QRZ, and then I'll go Q08 Golf Quebec, and Terry will come back to me. And as Terry's coming back to me, I'm putting Q November 4 Victor Kilo Whiskey. And I'm like, all right, you're 5'9", Terry. Thanks about 73. Kilo 9 or Alpha Echo Echo. Now I'm putting Q November 4 Victor Kilo Extra. Yeah, they're separated by 1. QRZ gives you 7 minutes to.
I don't know what it is.
As long as they're not 6 or 7 minutes, as long as they're within that time frame, they're going to match everything. And I've never had a problem with anything like that. And I've been 6 and sometimes I'll get somebody I'll get the boys and they'll say all 4, and then I'll get Mike and Kathy from Ohio, like both operators, and then I'll get the Rose family. And sometimes they'll all go through, and sometimes they won't. And
get the Rose family. You're 5'9", all 20.
Sometimes when they remote, they have said all operators.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. A lot of people can't even remember all operators' call signs.
I forget mine once in a while.
Yeah, forget my call sign. I'm running this 12 days of Christmas thing.
I only forget mine when I'm messing with PP Man. like if I've messed with PP Man and I call him Kilo Echo 8 Puppy Tango Zulu instead of Papa Tango X-Ray, then when I get done with the QSO and I'm typing him in right, I'll be like, this is Kilo Echo 8, Papa Tango X-ray QRZ. I've did it a couple of times.
Did I ever tell you there's one QSO that I've uploaded to POTA that still has Kilo Echo 8 Papa Tango Papa Tango Zulu in there because I kept messing with them. And one time during activation, I accidentally actually typed it in like that. And I uploaded it, and then I realized it like a couple of weeks later for some reason. I'm like, nah, it'll be all right.
You know, and here's the thing: there's no wrong way to do it. If you like the paper log, that's cool. You know, if you like to use hammers, that's cool. You know, if you like
whatever works for you.
If you like to use it, if
You
you
do
like to
you.
use it, if you like to use Nikon, you know, I think you have less brain cells than me, but cool. You know, it's what makes it fun for you, and that's all that matters. But here's the thing: it's just like religion. I don't care what religion you do. You know what I'm saying? Just don't come and try to get me to do your religion. I believe in what I believe in. I don't want to. You know, I know that Mike is a logbook of the world, LOTW witness. You know, he's one of them people who goes door to door. Like, did you feel like you're a logbook of the world today?
Did you?
Actually, I don't know if I have today, Mike.
There you go.
Ooh, you're gonna get in trouble.
Actually, I have, but
you're gonna get caned.
But it just irks me because not so much the POTA guys, because you guys live for the POTA, and POTA for life and life for POTA. But and going back to, I do a lot of FT8, as you know, because it's because of the DX and whatnot. And if you're doing FT8, you're already using the computer. Use Logbook of the World. Don't give me QRZ.com. I do QRZ. I upload to QRZ.com, but I don't do awards on QRZ.com. It's all in the temple of ARRL or nothing. I'm not preaching or anything, but it's like I told you guys, I did a not rare DX, but I didn't have it. I was missing Bangladesh. And he said on QRZ.com that he had Logbook of the World. That's why I worked him. And I chased him and I worked him. And he has his WhatsApp on his QRZ.com page. And I hunted him down. I asked, hey, thanks for the QSO. When you can upload to Logbook of the World. He did not. He told me he didn't use it. I'm like, why? Why don't you use it? And I converted him. He has requested a Logbook of the World certificate, and he's going to upload everybody. So everybody that worked that guy is now going to get his QSOs on the Logbook of the World because of me. So I'll take a thank you from everybody, pat myself on the shoulder, and there you go.
How funny.
So Kyle, I want you to let me know the next time you're going to do an activation, and I want to make sure I'm getting your log, and I will send you a new QSO card. But I need a favor. I need a with and parchment certificate filled out in the old writing and everything. I mean, I want this thing to look authentic.
Make a video. So, all right. So you're listening to CW, Kyle. Say you're in front of the arch. You got the arch in a nice background, and you're sitting on the grass in your chair, and you copy a call sign in CW. Then you reach down, you pull down your scroll, and you unscroll it, and you take your quill, dip it in your ink pen, and you scribe the call sign. Then you go back to the QR set.
Listen, if you do a good job at this, Kyle, I will replace Eddie as the king scribe, and you can come to all my activations and do quill and parchment for all my logs.
That would be so hilarious.
You know.
Oh,
Please hold
Hey,
while I log this contact.
next time I do an activation, I'll use an Etch-a-Sketch. There you go.
that's what that's what I need to do. Like I need to give myself more titles, and when I call CQ, be like CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zulu November, the Lord of the land, the protector of all. First, just go on for like 10 minutes, and they're like, and then say QRZ.
No,
Ye faithful, bring
not
on
QRZ.
forth your
You
calls.
You don't need to say QRZ. You need to say, this is Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zulu November. You may speak.
You may speak now.
You may speak now.
That would be great.
If he did that with a scroll and a quill,
you know what?
God.
I'm wanting to get better in CW, so maybe I should do that on my CW activations.
You may speak.
I could hear people now like, James is supposed to be on this frequency, but somebody just went on for like 15 minutes. What's going on? Speaking of that, since there's no lids on CW, I had somebody that was messing with me yesterday. That's why I posted in Discord. So does anybody else need me in CW because I'm done with this lid? Like he was literally just, I don't know, 40 words a minute, and he was just probably not saying nothing because I couldn't understand that. But if he was writing a book. So
maybe he was sending you the joke of the day.
It may have been.
Dad jokes on CW.
I had the same thing today on 10 meters. I'm doing, 59 QRZ, and some guy, I think it was Texas. Hey, nice to work you. My name is so and so, and I live in so and so and so and so and so and so. And I'm like, did you not see that I have a pileup going on? And they just did, and I'm like, thank you.
Every time somebody does that, I get a picture in my head of one car on the interstate that's really slow and everybody behind them. And there's a lot of open space in front of this car, and it's like everybody's backed up behind them. It's like, ugh.
I can be working 8, 9, 10 calls a minute, and then all of a sudden somebody will pop through there like that, and I'm like,
don't you just hate it? Seriously, it's like you're listening to him, and you don't want to come out as rude or anything, but you're listening to him go, and you're like, shut up.
Yeah, I mean, they tell you about their new antenna and how many radials they're running and how they just moved over here and they like the weather. Oh, by the way, what's your call sign?
I got that. What's your call sign? I just said it when I called. The next it was, what's your call sign? And then they get, what's your park number? And how's the park? What's your operating conditions? What antenna? What radio?
What's your operating conditions? I got a pileup, QRZ.
They won't let you put an edgewise in. They're still going, and you're like,
I think they're AM operators. Because them guys will talk for like 10 minutes. Like,
they like the warmth, the tubes. They're cold and they need the warmth of the tubes.
I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree with that. Only 3 thumbs up, guys. Come on, what's up with that?
I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah, where's my smash that like button? Here it is.
You guys can do that. If you like bacon, it wouldn't be the first time that I've been asked if I like bacon in a pileup. I'll go ahead and tell you that. I've been asked some interesting things in a pileup before.
I was eating French fries today when I got you.
And here's the thing: if you tune into my pileups and I'm going 100 words a minute, if you pay attention, there's some people that'll say some outrageous stuff to me. And I just keep going like it's normal. Or I may even say something outrageous back and keep going. But, It's just what I do, and that's what works for me.
Hey, at least you don't get twice this week. Kilo Uniform 3 or is this Cuba? Are you calling from Cuba? So yeah, I've had my share of interesting ones this week.
The ones that get me is ask me if I'm Kilo Echo Alpha Zulu November. Yeah, that's me.
Alpha Zulu November.
And then they're like, Charlie Uniform 3 Hotel Yankee. What state is that? And I'm like, DX? Because I don't think they've ever worked. So, honest, got to honest. I'll look on the spot page, and I'll try to work like even if they're at. I try to work new parks, or I'll try to work because Potoplus tells me that I've worked the person X amount of times, and sometimes it's 0. I've never worked that person, so I give them a chance. And the happy thing of them at a park work a DX station, so I'll come up and. Charlie Uniform 3 Hotel Yankee. Oh, what state are you from? I don't think they've ever worked DX in their life or something. And it's like, DX?
Just in the most hick voice you could say. To say, I'm from Sweet Home, Alabama.
Alabama.
I'm from
Bammy.
Bammy.
I'm a Bammy. I'm a Bammy boy.
Thank you very much for another super chat, Terry. He's after you. I don't.
Activating Potter down here in the bayou of Louisiana.
It would be something if he caught you, but at the rate he's going, I bet you he's going to switch sides on the list anyway.
Would you like some crawfish with that?
Yeah, really.
Some sweet tea.
Hey, don't be knocking the sweet tea now. No.
Gross. Here we go with that tea crap.
You don't like sweet tea?
No.
What is the problem with you?
Oh boy.
It's like putting sugar in deer pee.
What? Yeah, it's horrible. It's diabetes in a glass. You're right. Wilford Brimley.
Yeah. Chris says I'm too far north. I'm going to tell you, I lived in North Carolina for many, many years, and I did not drink sweet tea.
Man,
James, you're weird.
Yeah, I do have interesting eating and drinking habits. You are correct. So.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't drink, sweet tea while I'm eating Reese cups or anything. That's a little bit too much. But
sugar overdose.
Sweet tea's good. I mean, I like my tea. Good. I like my tea nice and sweet. Where it's. Say you could dip like a paintbrush in your sweet tea, and then wipe it on the wall and let it dry, and then you can hang wallpaper with it. That's perfect.
Now you would probably really like when I worked in the bar and I made the tea for the customers.
Put like 6 pounds of sugar in it.
And what they would say is they're like, "Oh, you make Southern sweet tea, don't you?"
Yes, sir. The kind of tea you put your spoon in and stir it, and then let your spoon go, and it stands up. It never touches the lid of the glass. Yeah, that's good stuff there.
There we go. Larry says, "Drink cheer wine, not sweet tea."
There you go.
Yeah, I don't even think I can get cheer wine here. That's it. That is a Southern thing. Cheer wine and Sundrop. That's it.
Sundrop.
Them Southern drinks.
Yes, sir.
We don't have those in West Virginia.
That reminds me, I need to pick up a couple of cases of Sundrop for February.
Sundrop is kind of like Mountain Dew on crack.
Yeah.
When I used to be a professional BMX racer, and I had a huge track in my backyard, and I was always digging holes and covering new things and making jumps and stuff. And I had a neighbor, and I could buy him a 6-pack of Sundrop, and he would dig a hole for like 12 hours for me.
Absolutely. That and old Joke Cola. Sir.
Dude, Moonshine.
Somebody say sun dropping?
Sun dropping bourbon.
Oh.
I have no idea what those are.
What, bourbon?
Bourbon?
You never heard of bourbon?
No, sun drop. I know bourbon. What I'm saying,
it's like a Mountain Dew but stronger.
Yeah.
Like
I can't know everything.
if you want to make sure and not have no more kids.
That right there. Kyle was all the way across the house. Like
Yeah,
on the other, he was on the other end of the house and he heard, "Is this frequency in use?" And then he runs across and says, "Yeah."
Somebody just jumped on 80 meters and said, "Is this frequency in use?" And here he comes running. You know what? PP Man just showed up. So, I'm going to give a couple shout outs tonight because, here it is Christmas time. And also, if you're looking for some Christmas gifts, I'm going to drop a discount code here for you guys in the chat to save a little bit of money. But I want to give a shout out because I get a package. Evidently came yesterday, but I got it today. And well, there we go. Anyway, so PP Man custom built me a new tripod for my MFJ antenna, and I did pull it out of the box this evening, and it's going to work quite well, I believe. So I don't have the shortened code for that, but that'll save you 5% on anything on that page right there, guys, from Gigaparts.
Nice.
But anyway, PP Man sent me that. I also, in the past couple of weeks, have gotten. If you guys seen my my little video on the little keyer, the little cheap keyer for Yaesu, instead of paying $80 for it, Kilo Echo 4 Eastern Standard Time sent me a new one of those. That way, I have two now because I want one for the field and one for the house because it's a pain in the butt just to take back and forth. I don't know why, but it is. And he sent me a better cord because I will say the cord that they send you from China will go out. That is one thing I'll say about that. So I got that in the mail this week. And none of these are my Patreon gift, guys. I do have my Patreon gift sitting over in the closet. I haven't opened it. And then Kilo Echo 8 Yankee Victor Delta.
Orange.
Show up.
Very nice. Yes, sir.
Got me a new orange Eagle One.
Is the collapsible part orange too, or is that black?
I haven't poured it out of plastic.
Nice.
I have not pulled out of plastic. I would say it's black.
That'd be a good color contrast. Black and orange go together really nice.
Now, I will say that I'm kind of interested to use it because he has changed the wire on it. It's not the original wire, so
I might have to paint mine a custom color.
So I'm interested to use it for sure. There's Kilo Bravo 9 or Juliet Quebec uniform.
Is he still Stroke Whiskey 4?
He's still a Stroke Whiskey 4. He worked me about 3 or 4 times today.
Nice.
Even though he didn't stroke me.
Oh.
When somebody gives me the stroke anyway, it's not like I log it because most of the time it didn't match up in POTA. So 3 times, very, very well. I know it's 3 or 4. I couldn't remember. So
I think I'm going to paint my Eagle One. You gave me a new life.
Wrap it. Vinyl wrap it.
That orange looks good. The orange looks good. I like it.
Vinyl wrap it in like a carbon fiber.
I'm just excited that hopefully that
Give you
wire
an extra 3 dB.
Hopefully that wire works as good as the original wire because I'm excited to get that little extra time saving that I don't have to do with my original Eagle One since the tire incident.
Oh, like mine just falls out of the bottom when you bring it down, except for the last 2 sections. Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to work.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it's supposed to work.
I'm your Huckleberry.
It's a new UTC day, guys.
Top of the hour.
New UTC day. You know, it depends on if it's raining. I may walk over and do a QRP activation after the stream. I don't have a vehicle here right now because it's gone, but I may walk over and do a QRP. I'm not packing the big radio over there, guys. It's cold and it could start raining. So if you want it, it'll be QRP.
Wear your long johns. Let's get it on.
Let's get it on.
It's cold. It's definitely cold. Yesterday, it got up to about 60 degrees and was super, super nice. And I did that first activation. And I was like, oh, man, it's so great. Well, the second activation, I went on the other side of the mountain. Guess what? It dropped
Negative.
about 25 degrees real quick on the other side where the sun wasn't shining.
Yep.
So, anyway, speaking of activations, and I know we got to wrap it up because Charlie and Frank is already streaming. But I did want to say this: if you are trying to get into your goals with me, and I know there's a couple, Chris, you're probably going to hit tomorrow, I think. But I know Kent is trying to hit a big number, and he still needs quite a bit. This is probably going to be the busiest POTA week of the year for me. I'm planning on about 45 to 5,000 contacts this week. So, SSB only. I don't even count CW. That's just SSB. CW will be slacked down at probably only one activation CW a day this week. Because I've then destroyed my new goal that I set in December for CW. Yeah. It was supposed to be 20,000 and I'm done over. So I got them 35 more at 1810. You know, Larry, where have you been, buddy? It's an 1810. It's something that gets done more now than it was before. Because when I walk across the street and do QRP, it'll be 1810. So
I think I need 1810. I've never heard of that park.
yeah, it'll probably be a new one for you, Dan.
Yeah.
Natno?
Yeah. Yeah. So
It would be an Atno for you on SSTV.
That's right. Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
160 meters?
I think I've 10 banded that park. Yes, sir.
No, I ain't been to Wallback in a while. Terry ain't been to Wallback in a while. Them Charleston boys, they don't like me no more. They're like overworking their parks now, making sure that they leaders and stuff. Terry's been killing Elk River, and Lee's been going to Forks to Coal 2 or 3 times a week. I'm like, man, what's up with y'all? Catch a man when he's down on a ride, trying to take the lead on all these parks. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for the super chats. Mike, you got anything coming up before we get out of here?
Nope.
All right, Mike says nope. Hopefully he'll be back next Sunday with another rant about Logbook of the World, why you should wear underwear when you log to Logbook of the World. And you stay tuned for that one. It's a good one.
Yes.
Dan, you got anything coming up besides your Christmas event?
No, just the 12 days of Christmas. Make sure you get all of them. And Kurt, next Support Your Parks is going to be the 3rd full weekend in January, I believe. So that'll be the winter Support Your Parks. Other than that, no.
Let me look at the calendar really fast, because I think the very next weekend after that will be Winter Field Day as well. So it'll be 2 back-to-back weekends.
So
Yep. The
It'll be the
20th and 20th, the
Yep.
20th and 21st is support your parks, and the 27th, 28th is field day. So busy January, right before I head to warmth. All right, guys. If you want to catch me on the air this week, it won't be hard. I promise to be very busy this week. And other than that, I got videos coming out almost every day. Might be on different platforms than you're used to, but I do have videos coming out every day. So make sure and check them all out. Click the like buttons on them. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And thanks for all the super chat, guys. 73.
See you.